Wi-Fi. I know today when some people go out, they'll go to where they'll check out the Wi-Fi. They're gonna, tap into where they go out to the restaurant. They'll ask for the Wi-Fi. You get into the school, you ask for the Wi-Fi. Really, are there some issues that we need to take note of when it comes to tapping into such, things like that, the Wi-Fi? And for me, I may not have an idea about that, but there's someone here who understands that really, and he'll be sharing with us everything that we need to know about that. And his name is JK Cyber. Good morning, and thank you very much for joining me here.
Good morning.
Great. So let's begin with the Wi-Fi in the first place. People who may not understand what this thing is, Wi-Fi. I mean, tell us about it, just some basics on it.
All right, thank you, and good morning to our viewers. And I believe this is my first time here, so
so happy New Year to you.
Many happy returns. All right, so yeah, it's great. Wi-Fi is something that we can connect to wirelessly and get network or internet.
Okay.
So that's the basic way, or what we all know with Wi-Fi. I know that when I have a Wi-Fi here, I can connect to and I can easily browse. I can easily access the internet. Okay. That's all that the public we know. But there are lots of things into that. So we are going to discuss about that. We're going to talk about that. See what is it good to access those free public Wi-Fi's that they do say you can access them. So I believe
So let's begin with some of the things that people may not know really about Wi-Fi. Something that for the tech people you understand about the Wi-Fi that the ordinary person may not get the understanding of it.
All right, great. So Wi-Fi, as we all know, we can connect to it and get access to the internet. That's great, but it's very important to know this morning that normally the hackers, the fraudsters, or scammers use Wi-Fi's or free public Wi-Fi's to scam people or to attack a network or to attack you.
Okay.
In what sense?
Okay, let's start with the free public Wi-Fi. Is it that there's no password to it? Or what? So let me get the understanding of that. Free public Wi-Fi.
All right, great. So some of the free public Wi-Fi's, there's no password to it. When you get to it, you can just easily connect it.
Okay.
Some to when you get there, maybe at the reception, there's Wi-Fi. You see the Wi-Fi name and there's a password there. Right. So what happened is sometimes there is a legit Wi-Fi there, and the hacker comes and also creates another Wi-Fi around, and the name will change the name. So maybe if it's MetroTV Wi-Fi, then a hacker to also create his or her own Wi-Fi over there. Instead of the MetroTV, spelling the MetroTV very well, then you might change something in there. So you might think that is the legit Wi-Fi that you are going to connect to. So the moment that you click on it, or you think that you are using the free Wi-Fi available there, that's one of the ways. And sometimes when they have free Wi-Fi's, they can also, like maybe we are providing free Wi-Fi here, they can also tap into it, then set some certain things that we are going to talk about, then they will hijack the system, or they might be in between the server, you communicating to the server or communicating to the internet, then they might be capturing or intercepting the packages that are going through. So one of them is what we call man-in-the-middle attack. Now, man-in-the-middle attack is quite simple. This is what the hackers do. They sit between you and the server, or you and maybe the internet, trying to access Google. So maybe this morning I'm on a portal trying to make some payment with my credit card details. This hacker will now sit in between you. There's a man in the middle, and intercepting the packages. So if the packages that are going is unencrypted, that means the packages is not encrypted. It goes in plain text, and the hacker gets such information. So you think that you have successfully done your transactions, but then by the time you leave, then the hacker also comes into your account.
So that is if you're using the Wi-Fi to make that transaction.
And that network is not encrypted. Now,
encrypted means what? Secured or
it's not secure. So normally when you are on networks, maybe on an internet or any page, normally you will see HTTPS. Secure Hypertext Transfer Protocol. That means that any communication on that particular network is encrypted. Now, what is encryption? Encryption is quite so simple. Encryption means that when I'm sending packages, it doesn't go plain. Like I'm sending my bank details through that platform. I want to make payments with my Visa card. Maybe I type in my Visa card 7399 with all the. Then the encryption will now change that to things that are not meaningful. So even if someone should intercept it, it's very hard for the person to decrypt it.
Okay.
So that is the encryption over there. So now that side might be encrypted. That's the first thing. Now we have something we call session hijacking. Now the hackers too, with the free Wi-Fi that you've connected to at the cafe or at the mall, they can also hijack the session. In what way? Now, assuming you get to the maybe the cafe or maybe a mall, and maybe you want to do few transactions. Now you open your portal. The hacker then now hijack that your session, hijack the session. Now you've opened the bank. At the bank end, they think that yes, you have legitimately opened your portal to make transaction. But then you see that maybe your system is freezing or your system is doing jamming, so you think that is okay. Now at that point, you has been hijacked. Then they go back with the same credentials that you use because they have hijacked that. Then they use that in the bank or the portal that you are accessing.
So now the person is working as if it were you.
It were you. You understand? So those are some of the threats when you are using these free public Wi-Fis. Now there is another attack that is called the evil twin. The evil twin.
Evil twin.
The evil twin.
This one will be a huge one.
The evil twin is very also dangerous. So the same way when your packages or you're trying to communicate to a server, now they can also use the evil twin attack to also intercept that packages and use that against you. Now, with all these things, with all these attacks, with the session hijacking, the evil twin, the man in the middle attack, then there's one too, packet sniffing. Packet sniffing. Now, when you talk about packet sniffing, normally the network administrators use that to really assess the network, see the strength of it, the goodness of it. So we have tools like packet analyzer, we have the packet sniffers. Yes, they use that, but now the hackers use that wrongfully. So instead of you using that free public Wi-Fi or connected to that free public Wi-Fi, they use these tools, the packet analyzers, the packet sniffers, then to also come into the network and also sniff all the packages going. So if the packages that are going are not encrypted, they gain everything. So you see one key thing here. That means that everything that we do on the internet today, we should think of its security and also if it's been encrypted, especially when you are dealing with logins. Because most of the times, what the hackers do is they normally do that to steal our personal details, like our password details. Because sometimes when you use a free public Wi-Fi, when you log in, already your Facebook has been logged in already on my phone. True. So I just type in and go. But when I joined that free public Wi-Fi, they said, you've been signed and log in again. So when you are trying to log in again, then
that's what they get your personal
they capture the personal details.
DK, how then do we prevent these things?
Great question. So the very first thing that I would recommend is try to desist from using free public Wi-Fi. You can use your mobile data when you get to the place. If you have mobile phone and you want to use your laptop, you can just do hotspot for it. I know that now data is becoming expensive so but for your security, I would recommend if you want to use a free public Wi-Fi, maybe you want to just do some few research. You are not going to do anything regard to your password, your personal details. So now maybe you get there, quickly you need to find some location, you need to get some details. You don't have data. Then that one you can do for researching. But you're not doing anything private, anything confidential with that network. Now the very next thing we have to also try to use VPN, virtual private network. Why? VPNs really encrypt every data or every info that we are using. So assuming I'm using my phone and I have VPN, we have VPN like CyberGhost, we have like Proton VPN. There are a lot you can research this morning to find out. So when you have the VPN, its duty is to encrypt everything that is going out. So in case there is this evil twin, there is this packet sniffer, there is this man-in-the-middle attack, the communication that goes out is encrypted. Now, so using that VPN would also help. And also, the very important one is try not to use this free public Wi-Fi. And make sure that if you are using it, make sure that every site that you are on is some kind of encryption on it. You see the SSL, that is, you see the SSL, that is being HTTPS, like that's a hyper-secure hypertext transfer protocol. that would help us this month, because you know why? There are lots of hacking activities that goes on today, and it's as a result of these basic things that we don't know. So this morning I would recommend, or I would advise people to really note about these things that we've talked about. Free public Wi-Fi.
DK, this has been eye-opening,
sure,
and I'm sure that our viewers out there have definitely come to understand this.
Good.
And I love it. I think we need to do this.
We'll do more, again. But don't forget, the title remains the youngest cybercrime fighter in GH and beyond.
Okay.
This is the first time hearing that. Don't worry.
So yeah, from DK Cyber, our tech guy, bringing us, some understanding when it comes to free public Wi-Fi. It is very, very important. Let us be careful what we put out there. Thank you so much for watching this morning. It's Monday. Get out there with all the energy.